So you run, catch up with the sun, but it's sinking. Racing around, come up from behind you again. The sun is the same in a usual way, but you're older. You're shorter of breath, and one day closer to death. Every year's getting shorter. Never seem to find the time. Half a page of scribbled lines. Hanging on in quiet desperation with the English way. Song is gone, time is over. I'll add something more to say. Home again. I like to be here when I can. And I come home cold and tired. It's good to rest my bones by the fire. Far away across the field, tolling the behind bell, calls the faithful to their knees to hear the magic spell. Ike kaiola apa he mai he leona he ia e haliu no iho e hoi mai oe e nei sweet memory. Oh, Ike kaiola apa ai mai he leona he ia he haliu no iho he hoi mai oe he nei sweet memory. that I dream you be mine all of the time. Oh, I wish you were here. Oh, so very near to me. 'Cause I love you. Ike kaya ula. Abahe mai. Eleona heia. E hali no kio. Hoi mai oe e nei ku sweet memory.
Thank you, Vaboda. I'd like to invite everyone on the lanai to come take a seat. It's 10 o'clock. Mahalo. I'm Jamie, your facilitator. We have a lovely presentation today with Kathleen Carr and our musician, Vaboda. We're going to start with a reading from Science of Mind. Pasha's going to read that for us.
Okay. Actually, I think it'll be better. Okay, how's that? All right. So the title of this reading is Stand Grounded in Spiritual Principle. And it's the one for this day. So there's many other people all over the United States, maybe in other parts of the world. They're kind of focusing on this at the same time we are, which is a cool thought. It starts with two quotations. This one's from Deepak Chopra. To get anything in the physical world, you have to detach from the outcome and be in the process. And then from Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker, a book called Richer Living. It is a great relief to know that I need not work, but merely know truth and let it happen to me. And the author of this little essay, who's some kind of minister of some church somewhat related to New Thought. At our recent Unity Convention, one of our keynote speakers was the revered longtime minister, Reverend Jim Rosemergy. He shared an experience he once had leading a community through a time that at first seemed to be a crisis. But he came to see it as an opportunity. He encouraged us all, as we encountered difficulties in leadership roles, to stand grounded in spiritual principle and unattached to outcomes. I found the simplicity of this statement inspiring, and I immediately realized that it may be simple while also being not at all easy. We are conditioned to seek safety and survival. In times of disruption and uncertainty, our first instinct is often to find a hidey hole and to hold on tightly to what little safety we can find. If instead we could activate our faith and our curiosity, we might be surprised at what opens before us. This doesn't mean that we are reckless or that we disregard what our senses tell us. Rather, we remind ourselves that there is a deeper reality than what we see. What might Spirit reveal here? For me, through me, as me? And then listen. And we choose, speak, and move from our intuitive nature, knowing that God is here and all is well. So there's a fairly long affirmation. So I'll read it clear through and then in small parts so that you can repeat those parts if you wish to. As I face uncertainty, I stand in spiritual principle. Divine creative intelligence flows through me, and I am guided to wise and compassionate action. I let go of my attachment to outcomes. Okay, in small parts. As I face uncertainty, I stand in spiritual principle. Divine creative intelligence flows through me. And I am guided to wise and compassionate action. I let go of my attachment to outcomes. Okay.
I think that's the longest one I've ever heard. It's beautiful. Thank you, Pasha, for reading. And along that note, we had a very wonderful singing bowl meditation with Tiare, and she's tuned in too, like calling in the grounding, peace, collective. And then this morning, every day, a friend of mine gifted this to me. It's called Everyday Gratitude, and it's inspiration for living life as a gift. And I thought it might be sweet to use it for our silent meditation. Because we need this right now. Peace, in its most fundamental form, is the connection of one human spirit to another. Archbishop Desmond Tutu. How can I be more open to connection? So I'd like to create an invitation to think about that question while we're in our silent meditation. And then I'll ding the chimes to bring us back, and we'll continue on with a song after that. All right. Welcome back. So I'd like to invite Vaboda to...
Wait, I'm still meditating.
Oh, you're still meditating.
Come back in an hour.
You can keep meditating. We would love to sit here for 10 minutes. Thank you.
chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows the turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's bringing lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase. The kids from 1 to 92, although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Mahalo, Vaboda.
Thank you.
He's really channeling the decorations here on the lanai for our live stream audience. Unfortunately, they can't see all the busy elves that were here the other service decorating the lanai. Thank you so much. So we're moving right along. Welcome again. I'm your facilitator, Jamie. I don't think I said it earlier. And our guest speaker is Kathleen Carr, and our musicians, Vaboda. So I'm going to start by welcoming. Do we have anybody new today? I see a lot of familiar faces, faces that have come back. No. Okay. Well, just a real quick share. A little bit about New Thought, and then Kathleen's going to have a question for us. We do. Yeah. Well, yeah, you just share real quick your name, and I know who you're about.
Hello, hi, everybody. I love you very much.
Your
My
name?
name is Lenda Hand. That's Lenda. Lenda. All right. Stay blessed, everyone.
Welcome. She's like a fairy grandmother. Another one? Here, Pastor. Yeah, I thought I just saw somebody in bold.
Hello. Aloha. I'm Ichi. I'm from Taiwan. And right now I'm staying at ashram with Karen and Daria. And yeah, Karen invited us to come join you guys. And yeah, it's a wonderful time. Thank you.
Aloha, my name is Daria. I don't want to be redundant what Ichi just said, but I'm also from the ashram, and I'm grateful that Karin invited us, had a beautiful sound meditation, and a lovely talk with Linda. And thank you for having us. I'm excited.
John, yeah, did Jonathan? I know Chris is visiting again. She was here last weekend. Okay, we got everybody. All right. So just a little bit of our history. This group evolved from the Kona Community Church of Religious Science, founded in 1971. And we've held Sunday services continuously from that time, previously in Keho, and since 1999 in Keilakekua. So thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've developed the technical capabilities to hold our services online when necessary, and we just keep doing it. It seems it helps us to stay connected to those who can't be here on the lanai with us. So much appreciation to our sound crew and live stream for that. Thank you, Palmer. Thank you, Kai. And then I'm gonna ask Kathleen if she said she didn't have a question, but a question came to her since I saw her last.
Okay, so, that volume sounds very loud. Is that good? Okay. First of all, I'm going to apologize for my voice. I just fully got it. Still not back yet from laryngitis, so I'm glad to be able to be here. So my question is, how do you experience creativity in your life? And this doesn't need to be anything to do with art. It's how you live and how you do things, like cooking a meal, making a bed, arranging, just anything. So I'd be curious to hear.
I'll start with that, and we have a lot of people, so like maybe 1-2 words? Yeah. Okay, I'm Jamie, and through observation, through observation, everything I watch is creativity.
Good morning, my name's Pasha, and I would say listening to new thoughts about everything, paying attention to the new thoughts.
Hello, I'm Elisha Leolani. I get that creative sense in myself activated when I totally focus on something to do with nature. When I'm out in nature and I totally focus on it.
Aloha, I'm Anna. Flower arranging, probably, and once upon a time, garden design, but I live in a jungle, so it's almost impossible.
I know the jungle and gardening, but I spent a lot of my life being creative, making jewelry out of different substances and stuff. It was kind of interesting. And now I'm down to gardening in the jungle.
Hi, I'm Shayna. I'll look at a situation, figure out what I think is supposed to happen to it, and I do it, and oftentimes find out it's not the typical way, so that must be creative.
I'm Kathy, and I've started to actually really take my observations, and I'm actually asking people directly rather than, and it's amazing what comes back. And it's hard.
I'm Kathy, too, and I get creative impulses when I'm contemplative, but I have to be joyful and rested. And my favorite thing to do these days is to sit at my computer and just type away, and I'm amazed at what comes through. So that brings me excitement and joy.
Aloha, my name is Lend a Hand, and that's what I say. How can I lend a hand to anything and all, from a rock to a person? So thank you for being here, everyone.
Rosalia, and I find my joy and creativity leaving the place I've been cleaner, more appealing than how I found it.
I'm Margie, and this week Shelba and I have been getting real creative how to get Leah into a shower after she had her total knee. And if I fall asleep today, well, Shelba's going to fall asleep too, but we're still here.
I'm Shelba, and creativity would, due to my limited mobility right now, would be all of my plants and herbs and little birds on my lanai.
I'm Tatum, and I'm creative in the ways that I connect with new people and when I make art.
I am Jonathan. I express my creativity through film that I've been doing for the past 30 years and still doing animated film currently, and I enjoy also the art of nature.
Oh, I'm Patty, and I just am creative about trying to fit more creative things into my life.
My name is Chris, and sometimes Christina. I go by both. Through being alive and feeling my body, movement, and connecting with others.
I'm Jeanette. Creativity for me mostly through photography of nature, but also creating a serene space and gardening.
My name is Sally, and I find my creativity through working with and interacting with young adults.
My name is Lynn, and I find my creativity when I slow down and breathe.
I'm Lloyd. My creativity is through my gardening, and I especially enjoy it here because you get response very quickly rather than Colorado.
My name is Martha. I allow the material to guide me, and I find that brings me to conclusions I would never have come to without listening.
I'm Don, and I'd say through sound, resonance, toning bowls, chimes, gongs, it all connects me to a deeper self within me.
Hi, I'm Ichi, and through play, just being playful, play with everything, anything you could find, play it.
I'm Daria. I express my creativity through my voice and specifically documentation through writing and photography, sharing my perspective.
I'm Karen, and I do love dancing and playing with words creatively.
Aloha, I'm Tiare, and my creativity is through words, writing, singing, chanting, speaking. That's what I love. Thank you.
Vibola, breathing intuition.
My name is Terry, and I'm lucky enough to be able to play all day.
Aloha, I'm Pomaikai, and everything everybody said, and so much more, just breathing and being alive.
My name is Faith, and I like photography of cats.
My name is Barca, and I guess I like to do lazy forms of cooking that try and reduce as many steps, and then making sure I use everything in the fridge and on the counter. And nothing goes to waste.
Good morning. My name is Reagan, through conscious movement and stillness.
I'm Jan, and I like to follow my instincts and create order out of chaos, perceived chaos.
Kaimana, music, dance, and decor.
I'm Palmer. I get my creativity through a combination of intuition, observation, and just trial and error.
Okay, so photography has been my main creative outlet, but then I realized that everything I do, it's like, is a creative act, and how do I best do that the best way I can.
Thank you. It's definitely a theme. I'm rereading The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and it's all about creativity and reminding ourselves of the creative beings that we are. Yeah. So thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you for
okay,
inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we're going to invite the photo one more song before we do our miracles and ordinaries.
Pua olena, pua moi vale, ikana hele, moi ne, pua noi, makali, e alamai. Oike mai I konani Pua olena Pua olena Pua olena Dream-filled beauty of my garden, deep in slumber, kissed by misty summer rain. Come with me, come, let's see of your beauty. Pua olena, pua olena. Ola olena, lao palulu, e peene. Kamakani Havanavana Oikene Pua olena Ikonani Pua olena Pua olena Haina mai Papuana Pua moe vale Pua moe nei Ikana hele O hanale Poiché ikonani puolena ikonani puolena
Lovely. Is there a? Did you write that, or is that by someone else? And does it have? What's the meaning behind it? If you wanted to share a little bit.
Puolena is it's a plant that we all know, turmeric, the turmeric plant. And it has, and I think it means, so Olena, I think.
Olena, I recognize. Yeah.
Is orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a song about that, and it has to do with the gardens because it talks about Hanalei, so it's in Kauai, which is a very lush island.
Garden Isle.
The Garden Island, right.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
That's one of my favorite songs, so thank you.
Oh, you know that song?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. It was my first time I heard it, so I want to. Yeah, I'm always learning something new. So, and I do know Elena worked with that. It stains our hands orange or yellow. Thank you so much. Okay, so this brings us to the next phase of Miracles and Ordinaries, and I'm going to put the mic up here and just invite anybody to come and share. We probably have time for 2 or 3, and I'm going to skip because we have so many people. There's been a lot of synchronicities. So anything, whether it's manifesting that awesome parking space or please come share.
I'm Margie, and just wanted to let everybody know that Leah's just lying back, letting Shelva wait on her hand and foot. Oh, no, I forgot to say. She's doing well, and we did get her a shower, and we wrapped it the leg that had the total knee done, and they sent her home, and we got her back over here from Waimea. Waimea is beautiful, but that's a long road to get back over here and get her into the house. So that's going well. And then Genevieve, Reagan had gotten in touch with her. Dan had fallen off the roof last Saturday and broken his neck, and he was in Honolulu in the hospital, and he's home. So I haven't talked to her. I hate to bother somebody, but they're able to be at home now in Ocean View, and she needs someone. She did send us a note and said she's having a really rough time because they have 2 hours of watering of their garden and their plants, and if there would be a teenager or someone that could maybe they could hire to do some watering. So if anybody knows, they live right there in Ocean View. So things are doing well. Thank you. 2 hours a day. But I didn't find out the particulars that if it has to be every day, but she said the plants are having difficulty right now.
Sakshi lives in Ocean View, and I told him about the situation. He didn't know about it Friday night, and he said he was going to get in touch with me.
Thank you. Thank you. Miracles and
miracles.
Hi, I'm Barca, and this last week I got to get in the water 5 days out of 7. I got three double dives and then 2 days snorkeling, 1 night snorkel, and I saw my first whale shark a week ago. It was actually a new one. She's only 13 feet and probably a year old, and so she's being named. I wasn't the one who took the picture to name her, but still, she was beautiful. Anyway.
Hello, I'm Elisa Lerani, and I'd like to share with you what a miracle to me geometry is in a garden. There was one papaya tree standing in the back of the house. And I had lots of pineapple keiki, little shoots, and I decided to plant them in a circle around it, around the tree. And when the beginning and the end of the circle were meeting, I thought, no, I'd leave that open as an entrance, coming, going. And then as I was working, putting one rock next to the other around the circle, and I came again to the beginning of the circle, I realized, wow, this is an omega. The Greek letter, omega. It's the last letter of the Greek alphabet. And, oh, this circle has a special energy to it. Already I could feel it. And then the tree cast some shade. And I was sitting in that shade of that tree and enjoying the sense of the circle all around me and the omega. And I felt this was going right up into the universe. And it is being seen by other planets, people on other planets. And I felt so connected with that geometry. So, yeah, I'm passing it on. Maybe you have a chance to sit in a garden and look at the geometry of every blossom, but also at a larger picture. Thank you.
It's amazing how we're all interconnected. So yeah, super fast. Thank you, Barker, for sharing. I got the opportunity to do one of those dives with him, and like within 5 minutes there was a shark. And I think he said white tip, and I saw black tip, but it was just such a beautiful experience, and it was my first dive on the Big Island. And then another miracle, just yesterday, Pasha and I were talking, and I'm like, oh, Leah asked if I could take her to go get stitches out. And I said, sure. Wait, there's something about that date. Oh, I'm doing a facilitating for a workshop here at New Thought. And I'm like, I can't be at two places at the same time. Pasha said, don't worry, a miracle will happen. So we got someone to step in so that, Leah's just been so blessed, the family. I just want to thank everybody for your shares. It really makes it so sweet and so special and touching. We're all here, and yeah, she's making a great recovery. So thank you so much. Much gratitude. Okay. So now it's our time to introduce our guest speaker, Kathleen Carr. So as a photographer, Kathleen Carr has used a variety of techniques and alternative processes over the years. Her current passions are digital, infrared, landscapes, nature, compositing images, and figurative work. She's a member of the Kailua Village Artists Gallery and the West Hawaii Artists Tribes, WAT, and serves as president of the South Kona Artists Collective, SOCO. She began her study of photography at Ohio University, graduating with honors in 1970. Subsequently, Kathleen studied extensively with Minor White and worked for Aperture, a renowned photography quarterly. She was a staff photographer at the Findhorn Foundation in Scotland and at Esalen Institute in Big Sur, California during the 70s, 80s, creating books, slideshows, and publicity materials. And that's such a beautiful space, Esalen. Kathleen received a National Endowment of the Arts Fellowship in 1991. Her award-winning photography has been exhibited internationally, purchased for private collections, and has appeared in numerous books and periodicals, including her own 5 books. She lives in Captain Cook, Hawaii, and her presentation today is titled My Spiritual Journey Through Photography. So we would like to give a warm welcome to Kathleen Carr. And I have a lay for you.
Ooh. Oh, thank you so much.
One more announcement. Flash will invite anybody in the screen time slideshow. You're more than welcome to.
And also, there's a couple of chairs in the front, so if you're in the back or at a big angle, you might want to move more in the middle so you can see better. Okay. So, my first introduction to photography was my father, because he photographed and did movies every month of my life since I was a baby for 2 years, and then he was always had a camera, and so it just seemed normal to me to take pictures of things that are going on in my life. And then he gave me his camera when I went off to college. And I had also in high school fascinated with the darkroom, and so I learned to develop pictures there. So I was an art major in college, but I couldn't find the right medium. And finally I took a fine art photography class, and it really clicked. That was the only class that was available at UCSB, so I decided I was kind of tired of school by that point, so I decided to take off and be a ski bum in Aspen, Colorado. I had gotten offered a job taking pictures of people on the slopes. They were opening a new ski run, and send them to their hometown society page newspapers. So that was my first job in photography. And then I was a photographer's assistant to a couple well-known photographers in Aspen at the time. And then I helped volunteer to help start up a workshop, photography workshop center. And I took a course from the head of the photography department at Ohio University, and he was really impressed with my photography, and so he said, why don't you come to OU? You can take all graduate courses and get undergraduate credit, because I never really graduated from UCSB because I didn't have enough in my major, so because I changed my major every year. But anyway, I went for 1 year and got to take all these wonderful graduate courses, and got a BFA in photography there. So I think my spiritual awakening came in 1969. I was in Maui for about 6 months, and I read Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, and at the same time, somebody gave me, unknowns to me, a super dose of mescaline, and I was like, so my whole picture of reality just flipped, between those two events, and that started this whole quest for, well, what is the meaning of life? What, just because before I thought it was just, seek pleasure, avoid pain. That was kind of my go-to. But so anyway, that started a whole thing. Now we can start. Oh no, where'd it go? Tech. Somebody tech. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, it's on my screen, but why isn't it? What? Yeah, I think the TV went to sleep. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, we have to start all this over again? Oh, great. Okay. So I wanted to just talk about, especially after this experience where reality seemed, a little more tenuous than I had ever thought. So some of my influences in art, when I was an art major, this is Rene Magritte, and he's a surrealist artist, and I just was fascinated by a lot of his work. This is called The Son of Man, and the reference to the apple has to do with Eve, back in the garden. And then this is another one of his called the Castle of the Pyrenees. So just kind of this out of the box sense of reality. And then when I was at Ohio University, this photographer, Jerry Yulesman, came as a visiting artist or photographer. And he ended up staying at our house and got to know him. I had a lot of fun with him. But so his work, this is back before digital. He had 4 enlargers set up in his darkroom to partially expose different images and composite them together, and I was just blown away. And then this is another one of his. I was able to study in an in-house workshop for about 4 to 6 months, I can't remember how long, with several other people, and I just loved what he did with the landscapes, but then also with nature. I mean, he would just. This is one of his. It's called. Let's see, where are we? Moon and wall incrustations. So I mean, he would see things that most people would not. So I have a couple inspiring quotes from him that I'd like to share. Oh yeah, this is photography. Yeah, it's a moon and wall incrustations. So it was anyway. It's hard to know what exactly it is, but this is a couple of his quotes because he had a profound effect on me, both spiritually and photography. I mean, the two just kept intertwining for me. How far can camera work go towards making manifest the invisible? That is its work, but how far can it go? How much can camera bring to others of my own experiences of light and darkness? How much can I consciously, deliberately, conscientiously find or invent that which will provide nourishment for others? And then this one, I love this one. Be still with yourself until the object of your attention affirms your presence. And that was one of his teachings, is don't just see something and just grab the photograph and rush on. Just take time to connect and really be present and feel the energy of your subject, and then, and only then, take a picture. So that was kind of my real entry. And then let the subject generate its own composition, which just follows on from that. And then when the image mirrors the man and the man mirrors the subject, something might take over. And then I got a couple more. What? Oh gosh. Okay. Well. Okay. Let's see now. Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, now I have to. My computer went to sleep. Okay. Okay. Well, clearly I can't talk so much. All right. So another one was, conscious photography is whenever camera leads me into consciousness of my creator. Consciousness camera work is when either by grace or plan, camera unites me with the creative principle, the desirable working state, heightened awareness of myself. So Miner was also involved in a Gurdjieff group, and he got me an invitation to join wanted this. Gurdjieff is a whole other spiritual path that I went along for a while. And then I took off and I started to, first of all, okay, this is the group, the workshop, the live-in workshop. We all lived with Minor in his house and cooked meals together, did everything, and had, it was a totally immersive thing. So that's me in the front. This is in 1971, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, well, this picture came about because we were snowed in. We'd taken a field trip to Rochester Institute of Technology, and we got snowed in Rochester, and so we were cleaning the house. So, and then this is the Aperture staff. This is me. Minor White is the one to the left of me. Yeah, and he was the one that started Aperture magazine that then I started working at afterwards. Okay, so then I took off traveling for what I thought was just a couple months in the summer, and then I was gone for 3 years, and ended up. Let's see. So this is Athens, Greece. I started there because I had a college roommate that was head of the photography department on Paros, a Greek island. So I started there. And then just came into all kinds of wonderful experiences. Gypsies, this is Morocco, Turkey. And I was hitchhiking because I thought I was running out of money. So, but that is a spiritual teaching in itself. I mean, because whatever your vibration is that you're putting out, that's what you get back, and it's immediate. It's just immediate. So that was quite a spiritual experience as well. And this is me and my friend Catherine. We're trying to hitchhike to a Krishnamurti conference in Switzerland. So what happened was then, okay, I ended up at Findhorn, but how I ended up at Findhorn is really interesting because she and I had gone to Paris, and then she went up to Amsterdam to meet this couple other people that we'd met in Sonnen. And I was hitchhiking out of Paris, and I mean, nobody picked me up. I actually was there 24 hours, slept on the side of the road, everything. And then I thought, well, this isn't working. So maybe Krishnamurti was having another conference at his home school in Brockwood, England, and I thought, well, maybe I should go to England and go to that instead. So I switched over to the other fork in the road, and in 5 minutes I got a ride all the way to his Brockwood, which I just knew it was somewhere near the Winchester Cathedral, but I got a ride all the way there. I was 2 days early, and the only two people that were there early was this couple who just spent several weeks at Findhorn, and they were just the vibration of the name when they said it, something just like electrified me. And then they started playing this music that they had learned that had been created there, and I just thought, oh, I got to go there. So then all the people that went to Amsterdam showed up. So if I had gone to Amsterdam, I would have missed everything, and my life would have careened in a totally different direction. So I ended up spending 3 years at Findhorn. This is I was on the roof of the community center just photographing. It's a caravan park, a trailer park, but it was just amazing because there was such a spirit of community as well. It was a spiritual international community in the north of Scotland. And so this was the barbershop quartet practicing while they're making dinner. And this is where we're building a Universal Hall, a performance center. And so we did it ourselves, and nobody knew what they were doing really, but it turned out as an amazing structure. And then my photography, because Findhorn was very much involved with connecting and co-creating with nature. And so I started photographing just really close in and just being present with nature. And so these are just some of the things, and then playing around with how to bring the energy that I was feeling in the trees and in nature more tangible. So, and then started going around and visiting sacred sites. This is Stonehenge. This was in 1972, before there was any fence. It was just out in the middle of a field. You could just walk up, and there wasn't even a parking lot. You just, yeah. And then this is Avebury, and I kind of played around with combining it with another image to kind of give a more sense of ancientness. And this is Mull on the way to Iona, which is a very sacred island on. Pardon? Yeah. So the light in Scotland and just the presence of the land is very, very powerful. It's a little, yeah, because when it rains, there's these little, things that run down, and there's a little croft down at the bottom of the hill. So this is on Iona. There's an abbey, which is a kind of an eclectic Christian place, but it was where St. Columba Christianized Britain and Ireland and all. So he was here, and very powerful. And this is the abbey. And then inside the abbey, they have these effigies of, people that were important to the church. And this is the nunnery. There was a nunnery, so they're all, the nunneries are ruins now, but yeah. And then I ended up going to Bali, and oh my gosh, talk about a spiritual place. I mean, everything is sacred, and there's the God in everything, and so there's so much reverence, and there's these amazing temples. And this is on Java, the Borobudur, which is a phenomenally powerful spot, and there's I forget how many hundreds of Buddhas, everywhere, just incredible. So all these places were so important to experience for my spiritual growth, but also so amazing to photograph.
How to build a structure like that?
I don't know, it was built a long time ago, too. It's called the Borobudur, so you can look it up. And then this is Tikal. I arrived at Tikal. Sorry, not Tikal. Oh gosh, why am I blanking on it? Anyway, it's in Mexico, and I'll come to it in a moment. I can't believe I forgot that. But anyway, I got there, and there was a sun with this big ring around it, so it just looked amazing. And then this is El Capitan, Tulum. I knew it was a T. Okay, yeah. Pardon? I'm sorry. They're both Tulum. Yeah. And this is called El Capitan. And but it's so funny because now we got there at 8:00 in the morning when it opened, and there was already 1,000 people there, and they had ropes everywhere and signs, and you couldn't go up on anything. So I just kind of removed those, and because this is the energy of the place, and so I really try to share my experience of what I'm feeling, not necessarily the literal representation. So then I ended up at Esalen on the Findhorn-Esalen exchange program, and that was for, and I stayed there 8.5 years. This is, I got there in 80, and I left in 88, end of 88. And Findhorn, I also went back to Findhorn, so I was there for 7 years altogether, because I worked on these books, the Findhorn Garden, which was this book, so I was a photographic editor and did a lot of the photography in that book, and then the Harper and Row published it, and then they wanted us to do another one called Faces of Finhorn, which is more about the people and the community aspect. And then I did a cookbook, friend of mine, so I did the photography for the cookbook. And then afterwards, one of the co-creators of Fintorn, there was three, Peter and Eileen Caddy and Dorothy McLean. And I did a book with Dorothy McLean where it's her meditations and my photography, and it's called To Honor the Earth, Reflections on Living in Harmony with Nature, and that's over on the table. I have some things for sale on the table, and then I have some of the other books that I worked on that, just so you can see them if you're interested. Okay, it's moving along. So Esalen was a center for human potential movement, and so there was a lot of amazing teachers that came and did workshops there, and my job was to photograph them and photograph life at Esalen and photograph and audio record these people. This is the wonderful baths at Esalen. Yeah, right on the cliff, and this is in Big Sur, California. And then, this is Chungling Al Wang over, I keep pointing to my screen, but this guy leading one of the workshops in Tai Chi. These are the founders, Michael Murphy and Dick Price. And this is Paul Horn and Chungling Al Wang. They would come and teach workshops and do music. And this is Joseph Campbell on his 80th birthday. Yeah. So he was great. He came a lot, and then so as I said, my job was to photograph these people. So there was also, like Fritjof Capra, Rollo May, Rupert Sheldrake, John Lilly, Stan Groff, Jack Kornfeld, Terence McKenna. I mean, just so Richard Feynman, just so many like luminaries. I feel very privileged to have, been there with for all that time and just really, got to know some of them. So this is my first time I hand colored a black and white photograph, and I did it with actual regular oil paint. I started playing with different alternatives, and so this it's a process, an alternative process with Polaroid film, so instead of having the image transfer onto the little paper that it comes with, if you peel it apart early and put the dye-laden negative onto a porous surface and rolled it, then you could the image would transfer onto that surface, and then you can hand color it and do stuff. This is over in Cambodia. This is Angkor Wat, and this is the ruin that they haven't restored. It's called Ta Prohm. Yeah. Oh yeah. And lots of, I mean, they just let it. They when they were restoring it, they let this one just stay all. And so this is some of the, just amazing. And so this is it's a negative of a shadow puppet put on handmade paper, and then I hand colored it. And then this is back in Scotland. This is the Druid Temple of Lays, and this friend of mine was leaning against a standing stone. And then Outlander came out, but she didn't disappear, so. This is the Alhambra in Spain. This is another technique using the same film, but you let it develop onto the positive, and then you float it in hot water, and you can remove the top image layer, and then you can put it on anything and tear it and shape it and all that. So that was fun. And then this is another one that is that same process. I call Island Paradise. This is back to the image transfer that I've hand colored with pastel pencils, jacaranda tree, and tea leaves. and this is taro leaves. And in the process, sometimes some of the black areas of the image lift off when you're peeling off the negative, and so it can create really interesting effects. And this is a sandwich of 2 black and white negatives. And these wonderful stairs that just look up like they're going to some mystical place. What? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then this is another film called Time Zero film, and so it would shoot out of a Polaroid camera, but it would stay soft and pliable for hours, so you could go in with different tools and mush the emulsion around. And so this is a sandwich of 2 slides that I exposed onto the Polaroid film. And this is another one, and then I hand colored this one. So then I got into infrared photography. Well, I had been into infrared photography before with film, but it was when it became digital, it became a lot easier. And so this is a place of refuge, another very sacred place on the island. And there's another one of that. And another one there. Another one there. I live near it, so I photograph there a lot. So this is a black and white infrared photograph that I've hand colored, and I used to hand color them with Marshall's oils on fiber prints that I would print in the darkroom. But with digital, you can't really hand color very well the paper that you print on. So I started hand coloring them in Photoshop with a paintbrush. So I use the same technique I did when I was actually coloring the prints. This is Punaluu, Black Sand Beach, with a turtle. Yeah. Well, that's how it is, So, yeah. So this is over at Queen Liliuokalani Park over in Hilo. This is a beautiful park. What? Yeah, this whole section is infrared, and some are hand colored like this one, and some aren't. Yeah. No. That's Kalapana. Punaluu is still there. It says South Point, just past South Point. That Black Sandy Beach. Yeah. No, I went to the other one on my honeymoon, and then the next year it got totally obliterated. Okay, so this is still over in Queen Liliuokalani Park, and this one as well, and this one as well. And I love this one because it's I love where there's kind of multiple layers and things going on, and this is just a straight infrared photograph into this koi pond, but you get the reflection into the trees, and it just gives this really kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. Infrared. It's the spectrum just above the visible spectrum, so we can't see it, but there used to be film for it, and then you could also change the sensor in the camera. You couldn't, but a clean room, a lab with a clean room could show that it would only read the infrared spectrum. And so that's what these are the digital infrared. I'm sorry, I meant to say that. Okay, so moving right along. Dolphins. So I had, in 1990, I had a kidney cancer. And so I needed to have, I did a bunch of alternative stuff, but I also had the kidney removed. And I kind of fell into a bit of a depression afterwards, because also my book, The To Honor the Earth, was done, and it was just kind of like, and then we were doing a book tour for that book, and So I was, someone said, oh, you should get in touch with Joan Ocean when you're on the Big Island, and she swims with wild dolphins and is in telepathic contact with them. And so I called her up, and so she took me out, and I couldn't believe it. It's like the dolphins got me in touch with my own joy and my own excitement about living. Before I was just kind of like, and some spiritual teacher told me that I had gotten the cancer because I was ambivalent about sticking around, and that was what I had. That was my way out if I chose that. And so the dolphins, basically, they were a huge part of my healing. And so they would like to play with us. They would come up to us and sometimes bring leaves, and we'd play leaf game and stuff. And the eye contact with dolphins is totally special. And there's some more dolphins. And then I added a texture screen here to make it look more fine arty, kind of. The same thing with the whales. I mean, my first experience with a humpback whale was in Kealakekua Bay. I'd been swimming with the dolphins, and it was kind of this cloudy day. The water was kind of murky because there had been big surf. And so I was just kind of hanging out, and all of a sudden I felt this, all I could feel was this field of immense gentleness behind me. And so there was no room to feel any fear. And then suddenly, out of the kind of murky water, these two adult humpbacks slowly swam by me with eye contact and just continued. And it was just like, I mean, I had a camera with me, but it jammed, and so I just forgot about that, and it was just like this experience. And I just felt like I experienced their vastness through the eye contact, which got me in touch with my own vastness, which was just amazing. And then they kind of slowly just swam off, and I was like euphoric for 3 days. It was just profound. So anyway, then I've had a lot more experiences with whales to experience. I went to Tonga 4 times, the Dominican Republic, and Moorea, but also just experiences in Hawaii too. So this was this mother and baby that came up to me. I mean, they just hung out with me for like 20 minutes. And this is another baby whale. No, I was just snorkeling. Oh yeah, just snorkeling. And they're gray whales. The experience of going down to Baja, and I mean, they were slaughtered, the gray whales, in the same lagoon, and up into the 50s, and then almost to wiping them out. And then I think it was the 60s, like just 10 years later, this fisherman was out in the lagoon fishing, and this gray whale came up to him, and he thought he was dead. He thought, oh God, he's going to crash my boat. And all he did was come up and look at him. And they had this eye contact, and he was just blown away. And I mean, so they're the masters of forgiveness. I mean, to just within 10 years try to make contact with the murderers, So yeah, this is another where these whales would come right up to the boats, and the mothers would bring their babies up to be petted and kissed and everything. Just it's an amazing experience. And then I did underwater photography around here. Yes? No, just snorkeling. Yeah, some manta rays, some needlefish, the turtle. And this is I thought that this image with the clear, shallow water and all looked so much like a batik that I added this kind of glow filter to, sometimes I play around with different filters. Then I got involved with the Sufi tradition, mostly over on Maui, but in California as well. And so I've spent a lot of my time going over to Maui for different retreats. And this is my teacher, Leila. She's just incredible. So that's kind of a big part of my spiritual life. And then I started leading women's creative photography retreats for a week. And so I would hire a model, and we would, photograph the model in nature. And this is infrared. This is also infrared. This is Dorothea, those of you who know Dorothea. So I love doing the women in nature, the divine feminine kind of connection. And then this is combining with a couple images to create a more cosmic dancer. And then I started being involved with this wonderful art group called WHAT. It's West Hawaii Artist Tribe. So it's in it. So what we do is each, looks like I'm out of time. I'll wrap things up. So we would come up with a concept or a theme each time we're going to meet to make a new image around. And so this is some of the images that illustrate different themes. This one was Dream. So it got me back into compositing and kind of back to my original roots with Jerry Yulesman and Magritte. Just combining. This is called Rebirth. And this was actually, I went to the eclipse in 2017, and this is an ostrich egg that I had put an emulsion transfer on and a flower and all that. So I'll just kind of go through these. And this was for time, and this was I kind of focused on the day out of time, which is a Mayan calendar. So this is down in Chichen Itza with the Chacmul and the Mayan calendar over it. And this, okay, this was Destruction Rebirth. So I thought the Dance of Shiva. And this is the concept was reticulate. So I went and photographed a reticulated butterfly fish, and then I made a reticulated field around it. Oh, I gotta go to this one. This was I can't think of it. Zeitgeist. So I had all these pictures when I was at Esalen. I had some of the photographs from when the rock bands used to play. Stephen Stills, Arlo Guthrie, Joan Baez, Judy Collins, Mama Cass, and Mimi Farina. And then this is some more. This is Wonderment, the theme. It's combining several flowers together. And that's this one, and then just rainbows, and the land, and hula. Mahina. Yeah, these are Mahina. Actually, I went a bit too fast for that. Okay. This is infrared, hand-colored infrared. Okay, so that's a Hokulea when it went to set off around the world. This is Reflections, and abstract. Boy, and then these next ones I'll just whip through really quick. Is in my book over there, Walks in the Neighborhood. It was when the pandemic hit, and I would swim every morning in the ocean, and we couldn't for a month, and so I started walking in my neighborhood and took these pictures. So, and then there's the volcano, Pele. Egypt. I'm going to forget my travels because I think the time is up, right? So I had, I'll just do it real quick. This is Egypt, very sacred place, okay? And these are orbs. And then Africa, it was so amazing to just be in an environment with wild animals where you were part of their environment and they were just living their lives and they would just look at you and have eye contact with you, and that's it. Okay.
Beautiful. Wow. I'm just so inspired. It's amazing. Yeah, observation in nature. Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm going to invite Vaboda for another song while we do offertory. No rush. Take your time. I'm going to pass the koa bowls, whatever you feel that you can offer. Put blessings, love, mahalo.
Kamakani kaulana o kaina aue o henane kamakani kaili aloha kupua kule kumili milie kule kawi kabekiu ahe mili mili oe ahe iwa iwa nau ahe lei mauno kukino Aloha, iano, iahome, iahome, luakaha, akamalini, aeno, ai akupa, kamakani,
There, it's coming back. Thank you for all your generous gifts. And I know that we had to kind of like rush through due to time and keeping to the schedule. So what we would like to do, if you have more questions for Kathleen, invite you to lunch. And if we usually just get a hand count of how many people would like to come join her, and you pick where you want to go. Sometimes they go right next door. So, the easiest is most convenient is next door. But if you would like to do that, okay. So anyone kind of hands so we can kind of. Ono home kitchen here. So we can let them know what 5 or 6 about. Okay. All right, and then also Kathleen, as she mentioned, over here on the table, there's some wonderful books, pictures. Feel free to talk with her after we finish up with our song. And do you have any other events coming up that you'd like to share?
SOCO, which is the art group that we have an open studio tour each year. It's the last full weekend in February so there'll be, I think there's 12 studios and 20 artists. So we go around to the store. So it's February 21st, 22nd from 9 to 4. Save the date. I have a couple of these over on the counter. With my photography as well, and there's a price list. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And do you have contact information as well over there?
Yeah,
if
yeah.
people want to reach out
cards
to you,
and
how to find you.
And, and I have a website and Facebook and Instagram.
All right, thank you. All right, on to other events. We have coming up at New Thought Center of Hawaii. Sunday services at 10 a.m. in person at the center and by live stream. Video on YouTube after. Free childcare, and if you do, we just need to have reservations by Friday, please. For the next 3 Sundays, Kaimana Lighthawk is doing our winter solstice ceremony. Pre-service drumming starts at 9:45, so we encourage you, if you'd like to bring a drum or a rattle if you have one. 12:28, Mira Rita Ohala, I'm not sure how she pronounces her last name, I hope I did that right. She's going to be doing Cultivating Joy and Peace of Mind with music by Lorian Brunellia. And she's visiting. It's a special thing. She used to live here on Big Island, and she moved to Maui. So she's going to be visiting us from Maui, if you can make that. And then going on into January, oh my gosh, 2026. The 4th, we have Rita Ryan, Awakening Gratitude for Your Best 2026, and an afternoon workshop on the same topic. We also host weekly classes on Mondays from 4:30 to 5:30, Tai Chi and Qigong, all levels, $15 per class. And then there's a long form from 4 to 4:30, personal coaching for advanced students, $10. And then on Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:30, Hula with Mahina, all levels, Hanua room, 15 per class. Last class of this year is Wednesday, 12/17, and it's actually the last class here in the space because she has grown so much. I got word on the board that she's going to be she's got a new space in 2026. So if you've always wanted to hula and be with Mahina, now's your time. All right, then we have monthly events, a meditation for the earth, 3rd Thursday at 3:33 happening this week. 12/18, free with optional donation to New Thought Center of Hawaii, Star Root will lead. We have our end of the month potluck, 4th Sunday on the lanai. Next one is 12/28. We also have crystal bowl meditations on the 2nd Sunday, 9 to 9:30. We had a beautiful, beautiful one. Thank you again, TRA, for putting that together today. Our next one will be January 11th, 2026. We have a special holiday event we hope you can come to on Wednesday, 12/24. The Christmas Eve candlelight service here on the lanai from 7 to 8. Dessert and pupu potluck right afterwards. We're seeking volunteers, singers, readers, greeters, etc. We're almost there. We have sign-up sheet over here on the table near the angel. And we have extra flyers out front if you know somewhere you want to take a flyer to. So we're really excited about hosting that. And New Thought would like to create an invitation to submit prayer requests to the New Thought Center of Hawaii Prayer Ministry. Handwritten requests in the wooden honu box on Sundays. It's over here on the table just behind Patty, next to the orchid. And just be sure that you get consent for whoever you're praying for, and they will pray on that for a week. And then we also have a mailing list. Feel free for new folks here. We have a guest book at the front entrance. We also have a weekly e-newsletter. And if you're not on it and you'd like to be on it, you can sign up via the website, www.newthoughtcenterofhawaii.org. www.hawaiialoha.com. And that concludes our presentation for today. And I'd like to invite you all to come join hands, stand together, and sing Hawaii Aloha.